Today is the day we're going to make it happen. We live to support research, and research does not stop at national borders. How can researchers and communities of large international research projects be supported in collaborating and sharing data all over the world? Huh? What do you mean? Okay, let us unite. Because without each other, we cannot make it happen, can we? There'll be an error. It is our task to keep being creative, to listen, to feel nature, to hear your heart beating, to take a break off your screen, connect and be inspired. Just be inspired by others. Technical solutions will flow and flow and flow. So today, awards will be uitgereikt. Awards will be given for all winners. Make it happen. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome at the SURF Research Week. An unusual way of opening, certainly if this is the first day you're with us. Now, for me, art and music opens up minds, and I think that's really important. Now, for those of you who just tuned in, welcome as well. We're really happy to have you here. And you have to use your creativity nowadays, and so we did. So I'd like to thank Sybren, my musician, for his fantastic music, and we'll hear from you later. So again, welcome at the second day of the SURF Research Week, the national conference about research and ICT, and we are live from the main studio here in the Fokker Terminal in The Hague, a place that literally breathes technical development. Great that you've all joined us to be inspired, receive more knowledge, and stay connected with fellow researchers, research supporters, and people that share the same interest in ICT and science. I hope you all had a pleasant meetup in our network carousel earlier this afternoon, and that you still remember the person you've met. Might be handy for contact later this week or even after this event. And connecting science and technology is only possible when people truly stay connected. My name is Emily Zibson, and I'm very pleased to meet you. I'm a moderator and also a people skills connector. I have a background in theatre and presenting, And I'm really sorry to say that I quit science during my early teens. I was much more into theatre, presenting and expressing myself. But as SURF's CEO Jette Ranitz told me yesterday, scientists and artists are both extremely curious and they use their creativity all the time. And on top of that, we're pretty stubborn. So far for our similarities. Now, after yesterday, I really feel there's so much to be shared and learned from each other that I'm really looking forward to this afternoon. The overall theme of the SURF Research Week is, as you know, moving fast forward, but every afternoon we have a different theme, and for today our central theme is We Live to Support Research. Now let's have a look at the program. So this is the opening, and we'll have some awards handed out for the first time. There's a break. We'll have a Nemoscience Energizer from the Nemoscience Museum. There'll be 2 sessions, and after that, we'll have the closing. Very exciting. Looking forward to these awards later on, but let's go to some practical information now. Because you are very important to us. We'd really like you to interact with us during this event, and we really want to have this conversation moving around the table. So you can do that by using the poll, the chat as well. As you can see, there is a chat stream on the right side of your screen. Please ask any questions in the chat about the program or to any speakers. Our SURF moderator will select a few because we obviously can't answer all of them. And then we'll discuss some highlighted ones with you later on. And you can also interact with us via our poll questions. And the process of that answer can have some delay, so then you know. And let's do a test for the poll to see if it's all working. With the following question: in the coming years, what is needed to take research support to a next level? In the coming years, what is needed to take research support to a next level? Well, this will take some time, and while you're filling in the answer, I'd really like to introduce my special guests for this afternoon, 2 very interesting ladies, I can say, with whom I'll dive deeper into our theme of today, research support. Now, my first guest is the team lead of Relation Managers Research, Education and Procurement at SURF. Please welcome Sandra Paschier. Welcome, Sandra.
Thank you, Emily.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm very good. I'm excited for today, and I'm excited to be here. After all these days of working at home, it's quite a relief to be somewhere else for a change, so that's very nice.
I can imagine. I mean, it's been a year now of online events ongoing.
Yes.
How much are you longing for live events?
Very much so. I do believe that virtual conferences have benefits in a way that more people can attend as an audience, but still, I think we rather meet each other face to face. That's always something that we get back from the people who come to SURF meetings and SURF conferences, that they would like to meet their peers and meet their colleagues and talk to them and discuss things over coffee or
Exactly.
at a lunch or something. And
Sure.
that's something I really miss, and probably the audience misses as well.
Yeah,
So
sure.
hopefully next time we'll meet again and see
We
each
all-
other face to face.
But on the other hand, there are benefits, like people don't have to travel now.
Exactly, that's the boundaries to attend a conference in this way. There are no boundaries, so a bigger audience.
Exactly. Now, Sandra, could you tell our viewers, please, what it is that you do exactly, and the importance of it, and what you enjoy about it?
Well, yes. My team consists of relationship managers, like you told, and we talk to. Well, actually, the audience of today, I think, a big group of them, the research supporters mainly, the people who stand between the central IT in these institutes and the researcher, but also the researchers themselves, the people researchers who represent a larger group of researchers and research communities as well. So we talk to them on a regular basis to see what their needs are,
right,
and what challenges they have, and how we at SURF can help them, and
sure.
There are already a lot of services they can use, so we tell them about our portfolio, of course, but there are challenges that maybe need to be tackled.
We'll go into that later.
Okay,
Shall we have a look at the results of the poll?
Yes, please.
See with whom we are today. Now, gosh, that's, I mean, a bit of everything.
Yes, it's
look
quite
at that.
equal.
What can you say?
I would have expected something would stand out, but
yeah,
they're quite equal, all of them. Yes.
Well, training program for research support.
It's all important then.
It's all important, exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
Every person is well represented this afternoon.
Yes.
We could say.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, thank you. I'll get back to you. But before I introduce you to our second guest, I just want to let you know that you can ask questions to these ladies, and in a moment the other lady. We'd really like you to interact with us, so please do. Now, my second guest is a university librarian at the University of Twente, and amongst many other roles, I'm very happy she's here with us today. Please welcome Marjolein Drent, online.
Hi, Emily. Good afternoon.
Hello, Marjolein. Good afternoon. Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from my home in Wierden. It's in Twente, so close by the University of Twente.
Lovely. And are you sitting in your bedroom?
No, in the attic.
In the attic?
So, yes, we have to divide our workspaces. So my husband is in the kitchen, and I'm in the attic.
Okay, great, great. Can you tell us a bit more about who you are and what you enjoy doing work-wise?
Yes. Well, as you said, I'm a university librarian, so in such I am responsible for a large part of the library services, but at this moment I'm especially also involved in how to stimulate the support of open science within our university, and then especially fair data and open access. Fair data, findable, making your data findable, accessible, interoperable, and reuse. Quite some things, but how do you do that? And well, more importantly, recently, and as many universities and university medical centers, we had funding to start a digital competence center. So I'm also working on that together within my university, of course.
Great.
And we hope then to improve further our services in this area.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll get back to you during this talk. Moving to you, Sandra. I mean, looking back, research support-wise, where have we come from and where are we actually heading to?
Well, there's quite a development before now, I think, but it started all about 10 years ago, I think, that we saw this development of the need of research support within the institutes, because for a researcher, it becomes much more and more complex. Not only on the side of IT, the possibilities, they grow for the researcher, but also on the side of regulations and policies and things like security, privacy, how to manage your data, and on the IT part, but also on the policy part, those things are not the speciality of a researcher. So we saw the need to support these two things within the institutes, and we also had at SURF we had a program which was called Support for Research. Because we wanted the institute not all to invent the wheel by themselves. Yes.
Right.
And we're still in that process. I think we saw research support grow within the institutes, more people doing that work, and we're still developing that yeah.
It's ongoing.
It's still
It's
going.
still ongoing,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Now, Marjolein, do you recognize this?
Yes, absolutely. There are more and more demands also for researchers, based also from funders for research, but also the new, relatively new ethical code of conduct on how do you manage your data as a researcher, but also for institutes, because there are some duty of cares in which also institutes really have to make sure that they support the management of data and also the sharing of data. So
Right.
yeah, there's a lot of things happening, and yeah, I think like many, we have also invested in more staff, especially data stewards within our university, to support these processes.
Sure, thank you. And Marjolein, what are your biggest challenges? And for instance, what isn't working well? Let's be honest.
To be honest, I think that on the one hand we do already a lot, but I see there is still so much we can do. Because, for instance, making your data fair. To be honest, I think that only a very small part of the research data is considered to be fair already. So I think there are challenges in different ways in more better explaining and getting more expertise in that concept, but also getting researchers more engaged with the concept and understand why it is useful for them,
Right.
and yeah, how you arrange it most easy as possible. So there is happening a lot, and there's still
A
a
lot
lot
to
to
be
do.
done. Exactly. You recognize that as well.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Now, Sandra, what does collaboration mean for SURF with the digital competence centers? And maybe for our viewers, you can say something about these digital competence centers.
The DCCs
The
for
DCC.
short. Yes, well, what does it mean for SURF? I mean, in the end, we all do it for the researcher, right? We want to have excellent research in the Netherlands. At SURF, we have that ambitions, and at the institutes, we all have that ambition. And we want to unburden the researcher. The researcher just wants to do research.
Yes, exactly.
That's where he's good at. So and all these other things. Well, we want to get that away from the research. So having a good research support. Well, it's beneficial for whole society, you could say. I mean, look at the situation we are in now.
Exactly.
With COVID-19. I mean, research is so important, and that's something that's that drives me, and I think that drives SURF, and that drives the DCCs.
The DCCs as well.
To support.
Yeah, thank you, Sandra. And if we turn it around, Marjolein, what does this collaboration with SURF mean for the DCCs?
Yeah, well, apart from what I think Sandra already mentioned, honestly, we want to get good support. If you look at, especially at SURF, I think that they already do a lot. So, for instance, they support the implementation network of the DCCs through the LCR-DEM network, which also help the DCCs working together more closely. And I hope we can build that further along. And so I think that it's very valuable that SURF really supports us with the things they can do country-wide, and that we can translate that to the individual level, but also, yeah, making sure that in that network we support each other.
Right, right. Now, Marjolein, very bold, jumping 5 years ahead of us, moving fast forward. Where do you want to be?
You can answer that question on several levels. I think practically I would like to see a lot of more fair research data, so that we really can see, and that it is really being reused, and that we know where it is.
Right.
But how can we achieve that? I think that is really building on the DCC network and in cooperation with SURF, so that we really will work together and not do things only individually, but see where we can support each other and strengthen each other and do projects together. And I think we are already starting that, but I think that if we really can grow and it will become easier to be done and get quicker results.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Marjolein. Moving 5 years ahead.
Yeah.
Where do you want to be? Where do you hope we're at?
Well, like I said, in the end, we wanted to support the researcher and make his work easier. And I would like to, I mean, at the poll we had an answer, or the one counter
Yes.
office. My ambition would be, well, 5 years maybe too fast, but maybe 10 years. We have a single point where a researcher can knock on the door and say, "This is my challenge. Can you support me?" And then the whole chain behind it. It's it's the DCCs, it's SURF, maybe international parties as well, and we all combine our well, talents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Before we go to my last question, as we have 10 more minutes, let's have a look at the questions from the audience. Let me see. Oh, there's one. Research support through SURF, not only attention for the technical tools, networks and infrastructure, but also for the network of people, professionals, to support this and to connect with each other.
That's indeed, that's something that we facilitate, of course, via SURF. I think that's very important. Not reinventing the wheel, but do it together and
Right.
co-create with each other. Think of solutions with each other. Marjolein already mentioned the LCR, the RDM network, the National Coordination Point
Right.
for Research Data Management. There are working groups that work together to think out of policies and how to do things smart. So these kind of exchanging knowledge and creating it together, I think that will,
Move us forward.
Fast forward.
Yeah,
well, that's
forward.
the theme, right?
Exactly.
This week.
Thank you. Marjolein, I have a question for you. Which topic requires the most attention in the development of a DCC?
Oh, I think it perhaps depends on focus, but we are, for instance, in our own university, we really want to be a hub. So make a hub to the outside and a hub to the inside. And that really asked a lot of us to how do you work together? It's work together within the institute, working outside. And I think that is actually our biggest challenge. Besides all the other things like building up your expertise, but it's also about connecting with each other. So building the hub as a DCC within your institute and to the outside, I would say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. We've got lots of questions, so I'm moving fast forward to the next one. Would a Stack Overflow platform for asking questions and building communities help? I saw SURF is supporting this for education, for instance.
Yes, that's a good idea, actually. We do have a community platform within SURF, and the education part is really active on that platform. So I think that it could help to use the platform more for research. We already have, for example, a topic around virtual research environments where people can discuss the best practices and share that. So I think more themes could be on that platform around research. So I would invite all people who have ideas about that
to share
it, and we can organize that within SURF. Yes.
Great. I have a final question for both of you, Sandra and Marjolein. Which message would you like to bring across for all the participants for this afternoon? Marjolein.
We'll start.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think that this is a theme I've already mentioned. So let's support and innovate the sport together. So both DCCs and SURF, but also especially I think researchers and research support staff together. We should also really see what researchers, for instance, already do and how they support themselves. And perhaps we can, as research support staff, learn a lot of them and perhaps help other researchers with that also.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah, well, I very agree with Marjolein. Sharing and doing it together, I think that's very important. But I would also say for today, be inspired. Get inspired by the presentations today, and I hope it will help in the fast forward way and exchange knowledge. I think that's a key.
The key to exchange knowledge. Well, thank you both, Sandra and Marjolein, very, very much Sandra, I'll see you here the rest of the afternoon because you'll be my table lady.
Right.
But enjoy, and thank you for sharing your valuable insights. And if people have questions, I'm sure they can send them through to you if they want to.
Absolutely.
Okay, now in a moment we'll head over to the Research Support Champions.